In the previous video, we saw which are the stages of anesthesia, what is balanced anesthesia, which pre-anesthetic medications are used, which symptoms and signs needs to be observed to identify the stages of anesthesia with balanced anesthesia, how are they important. Now next is phases of anesthesia. Now phases of anesthesia is more concerned with administration of the agent. Okay, when I talk about administration of the anesthetic agent, there are three phases. One is induction, second is maintenance, and third is reversal phase. As their name indicates, induction phase is you administer the anesthetic agent and the anesthesia is induced. Maintenance phase, you have to maintain the patient in the anesthetic condition, anesthetized condition. Why so? Imagine a patient in the middle of the surgery, it is a bypass surgery, and patient just wakes up. How painful and traumatic experience for patient it is, and plus it won't be possible to perform the surgery ahead properly. So basically, anesthesia, unlike other medication, does not just stop with administration of one single dose and observe for the effect. But you have to observe the effects, you have to monitor the patient, and you have to maintain the patient throughout the procedure in the anesthetized stage. That is very, very important. And in the end, you should exactly know when you should stop the maintenance anesthetic therapy to bring back the patient to normal. That is reversal of anesthesia. Okay. So first we will discuss phase, that is induction phase. In the induction phase, potent anesthetics are administered. Okay, these are administered, and after administration, time taken for the development of anesthesia is called as induction phase. Suppose you give the patient anesthetic agent, for example, propofol, which is a very popular and well accepted anesthetic agent nowadays. Okay, you give propofol at 12:10. Okay, 12:10. Maybe within a minute, person starts going in stage 1 anesthesia. So basically that 1 minute is nothing but induction phase. So time taken after administration of a potent analgesic till development of anesthesia is nothing but induction. Example of drugs which are used for induction phase are propofol in adults, which is given intravenously, and the time taken is 30 to 40 seconds. For children, you may not go for intravenous route and you may not go for propofol, but you can try some safer anesthetic agents such as sevoflurane, which can be given by inhalation route also. Additionally, in the induction phase or before giving this, you can give neuromuscular blocking agents. Neuromuscular blocking agents will mask the symptoms in the delirium phase. If you remember, the delirium phase is stage 2 anesthesia phase, wherein there is excessive muscular movement, jerky movement. Okay, so basically you give neuromuscular blocking agent that can facilitate tracheal intubation, and it will cause muscle relaxation. It will help us to shorten the stage 2, which is unwanted. Next is maintenance of anesthesia. Okay, now maintenance of anesthesia is nothing but you monitor the vital signs and reflexes, because they are of course going to get affected during anesthesia. And this maintenance phase, either you provide inhalation, okay, by inhalation route, mixture of gases and oxygen to the patient continuously, or you give intravenous infusion of some other anesthetic agents. Okay, and these other anesthetic agents will help you to achieve good degree and depth of anesthesia. Okay, and very commonly maintenance is done with the help of volatile anesthetic agents. Okay, which are those? How do they act? That we are going to learn in the latter video. Next we are going to see recovery phase. Now in the recovery phase, once your procedures are done, you withdraw the anesthetic admixtures. Patient is monitored for reverse of induction, return of consciousness, return of all the vitals, and with the help of highly lipophilic anesthetic agents, the reversal of their action is due to redistribution. If you remember what is redistribution, it will be clear with the help of this diagram. Drug is given. Okay, this is a highly lipophilic anesthetic agent. It rapidly crosses blood-brain barrier. Okay, once it crosses blood-brain barrier, it goes and interacts with the receptors and has its effects on the CNS, that is brain. Okay, and because it is highly lipophilic, it attains the concentration in CNS very rapidly, but it also leaves CNS very rapidly. That is, it is distributed in brain and it is redistributed in other lipophilic tissues. Because it is redistributed, its concentration in the brain falls and then its effect on the brain are reversed. That is called as reversal of anesthesia. Okay, so reversal of anesthesia with potent anesthetic agents is because of redistribution and not because of their metabolism primarily. Last is concept of descending depression of CNS. Now when I'm talking about effect of anesthetic agents on CNS, there is first what is seen is higher function lost, meaning the synapses in the higher areas of the brain are affected first, okay, and lower areas of the brain are affected later. Which are the lower areas? Medulla, medulla oblongata, which has vital regions or vital centers such as respiratory center, vomiting center, hiccuping center, all reflex centers. These are present in the medulla and they are affected last. Spinal cord, when you talk about spinal cord, the lower segments of the spinal cords are affected first and the upper segments are affected later. So when I am talking about descending depression, okay, concept of descending depression of CNS, it starts with higher function loss, spinal cord function loss, and in the end you see medullary paralysis. That is how when we spoke about stages of anesthesia, medullary paralysis is the last stage, that is stage 4. Thank you.